Bray, now defending Colin Kaepernick.
All that and so much more next on NFL Total Access.
NFL Total Access is brought to you by the new DQ Bake Snack Menu at participating locations.
What happens when snacks meet the DQ oven? You get bacon loaded, oven melty, queso dip, first ever oven hot snack menu. The new DQ Bake Snack Menu with oven hot snacks under $2, only at your DQ.
What if I told you there's a secret fantasy league where 6 NFL superstars draft everyday guys? What? You heard me. Are you crazy? No. And it's in Breeze's basement. And I don't want to talk about it. Sensitive. Oh, and did we mention the soup? So much soup. About to go all. The Everyman All-Star League, fueled by the power of Campbell's Chunky Soup.
It's Ace's big Labor Day weekend paint sale. Buy a gallon of our best, Valspar Optimist, get one 50% off. Buy our best value, Clark and Kensington, get one 50% off. Buy one, get one 50% off now through Monday.
Ace is a place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Thanks so much.
The preseason rolls on. Kirk Cousins and the Redskins square off against Jameis Winston and the Bucs.
It is a caught ball. Touchdown, Tampa Bay.
Redskins, Bucs, tonight at 8, live on NFL Network. It's a new day, and there are things you need to know. Football fans.
These two teams are going to be very good this year.
And things on your mind.
Tweet them to us at GMFB.
Good Morning Football. Tomorrow at 7, only on NFL Network.
I know you. Welcome.
Hi, we're your neighbors. We live across the street.
Hi, well, hey. See, you got Time Warner Cable like the rest of the hood? Genius. Yeah, it's amazing. Oh, you got the TWC phone, too. Sure. Someone been calling half the world, including Mexico, Canada, India, European Union.
Over a dozen calling features like caller ID on TV. It even blocks someone it calls.
Comes in handy with the in-laws.
Call now to add Time Warner Cable phone for $10 more a month. There's a money-back guarantee and no contract to sign. Call today.
Here come the last of the 2016s.
I love this party. Stylish Prius, sporty Camry, fun Corolla, adventurous RAV4, they're all here. But not for long.
It's the final days
All right,
to get
sounds working. This is the Alan Hopkins training
$500 bonus cash.
practice
Use the Toyota
session.
Corolla for $159 a month, or get $2,000.
This week's a combination of
How many of the 2016
multiple
Toyotas do you want
games.
before they are gone?
Toyota.
free shots in the beginning, rotation for the last 5 balls.
The hour, Jay Gruden's Redskins in Tampa to take on the Bucs. That Week 4 preseason matchup moved to tonight from tomorrow because of a storm that's expected to hit the Tampa area tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, we do have 2 live games on NFL Network tomorrow, including a rematch of Super Bowls 42 and 46 at 7 Eastern. Then as soon as the Patriots and Giants are done, we will take you to Oakland for Raiders Seahawks. As for the other 13 games, we'll be sure to keep you updated.
Once you miss, you're done. Rerack it.
Including
How many balls you make, and use it on a point system, so it's not too
Trevor
bad.
Siemian, named Denver starting quarterback on Monday, will not be playing tomorrow. Gary Kubiak
Shot
says
matters.
he's going to go with Paxton Lynch for the entire game and get Siemian and the rest of the starters ready for Carolina next Thursday. In that game, he is expected to become the 7th Northwestern quarterback to attempt an NFL pass since
Didn't want to
1955.
be
The
jacked
second
up.
to start a Week 1 game. The last one to do it was Otto Graham in 1955. Needless to say, this is a big one for the Wildcats. Dan Howell and Daniel Jeremiah.
And joining us now, the head coach at Northwestern, Pat Fitzgerald, to shed a little more light on who Trevor Siemian is. 7th round pick out of Northwestern a couple years ago, Pat. Now he's the starting quarterback for the Broncos. The first time a defending Super Bowl champ has trotted out a guy who hasn't thrown a single NFL pass the following year. What do you know and what can you tell us about what Trevor Siemian is like as a quarterback and a kid?
Well, as a person, he's an unbelievable teammate, a great leader, terrific worker, a guy that I know all the Broncos are going to be excited to have play alongside. But then as a player, he's just absolutely spectacular. He's got an NFL arm. He can do everything that Coach Kubiak is going to ask him to do in their offense. And I think really he's got a great team around him, so all he's got to do is just be Trevor.
Coach, when people look at the college production, just point strictly at the statistics, maybe a little bit underwhelming with Trevor, but as scouts, what did we miss that didn't show up in the stat sheet?
Well, I've been made fun of quite a bit for having a line that stats are for losers. So, I mean, Trevor's a winner. That's the bottom line. And, he shared time with another very talented quarterback here in Kane Coulter, and both those guys won a lot of football games for us. So we had kind of a unique situation. Trevor handled it incredibly well. Obviously he wanted to be the starter, but he wanted to win as a team. And I think what people are going to see is a guy that goes out and executes the offense, takes care of the football, and then does a terrific job leading, from the front. He's not going to be too high, too low. He's just going to be really consistent with his demeanor and go out there and execute their offense.
A very even keel. His last year at Northwestern, 7 touchdown passes, 11 interceptions, what DJ was alluding to. And he also talked about the fact that he was preparing for life after football. Commercial real estate, medical sales. I'm curious as to your level of surprise to see him in this position right now. Did you know that you were coaching an NFL caliber quarterback?
Well, I wish we could have redshirted him another year. He came in at about 190 pounds, and now to see him at 220 after kind of that NFL redshirt year last year, we knew his best football was ahead of him. And to see what he's doing right now is not a surprise to anybody in our program. We're absolutely proud of him. I know that his goal was not to be the starter of the Denver Broncos. His goal is to help be a great teammate and lead the Broncos to a championship. So they're going to get a guy who's going to give everything he's got, and I know he's excited about it.
Coach, you mentioned his leadership, and they drafted a quarterback in the first round there in Paxton Lynch. Eventually, we all feel like that's probably going to end up being Paxton Lynch's job. What will the role be, your knowledge of a guy, of this player, and Simeon's role be in kind of mentoring a younger player?
Well, I think first and foremost, Trevor's got to go out and handle his business and take advantage of all the opportunities that he has at the start. If he plays the way he's capable of, I think that's going to be a really good problem for the Broncos, where they're going to have two very capable quarterbacks. From a mentorship standpoint, we've got a redshirt sophomore quarterback here in Clayton Thorson, and then a junior in Matt Alvedi, and Trevor just did a terrific job leading those two guys. I think if they were here instead of me on the line, they'd be the first to tell you what a great teammate he is, how unselfish he is, and how he's willing to share wisdom and knowledge of the system. So I think they're in great hands with Trev.
Pat Fitzgerald getting ready for your season at Northwestern. You guys open up with Western Michigan. Best of luck to you, Pat. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Best of luck to Trevor. Go Cats.
Trevor Siemian offering hope for future 7th-round quarterbacks, of which only 6 since 1975 have previously started Week 1 games, and only 5 of them have gone on to start more than 16 games in their career. So it's a small club people will be joining, and it gets a whole lot smaller if you look at the number who have started for defending Super Bowl champs. Brendan, you have a radio show in Denver. You've seen a lot of Trevor Siemian. How do you see this going?
I think he's going to play solid. Good football. That's what I've seen every day in training camp. A guy that's gone out there and has improved every single day. He's never made the big mistake. He's just gotten better and better. And the one thing about him that I really love is his demeanor. He never gets too high or too low. It's a great asset for a young quarterback to have. His teammates love playing for him, and Gary Kubiak and that offensive coaching staff trust him and have confidence in him.
I think that's big when you say trust. And I also heard you talk about sharing wisdom. He had the valuable experience of sitting behind paper one of the best that ever done it. So about his mannerisms, his study habits, some of the things he does in practice, taking the 2s and the 3s to the side to get those extra rounds, taking command, and he seemed real comfortable. You mentioned that. He seemed comfortable, like he doesn't have to think. It just happens natural for him, going out, making decisions, getting guys in position to play. I saw that. I wasn't worried about the couple of mistakes I saw in the preseason, but when I looked at both quarterbacks, him and Mark, I said that right off the bat should be the guy to start the season.
And they're not going to ask him to go out there and win football games for him. They're going to go off of the recipe that won it for him last year. They're going to play great defense, and they're going to run the ball. To me, when you look at the Denver Broncos, my biggest question mark is offensive line. Can they run the football consistently?
Wow, okay.
Did he win this job by default because of Sanchez's turnovers, or did he win this job?
No, he won this job. He went out there and made plays. He got the opportunity to start against San Francisco. He made one big mistake, which was an interception. He bounced back from that, and so he showed that the spotlight isn't too big for him.
You know show that he can push the ball down the field consistently and accurately.
Week 1, they'll play in the kickoff game, so we'll see a lot of Trevor Siemian early against the Panthers. In the meantime, what is the easiest division in football? Any division the Browns are in. It's an obvious joke, but it couldn't be further from the truth. After the break, why Hugh Jackson has the toughest gig in all of sports and why he is the perfect man for the job.
Jeff, wake up. It's your turn to pick.
Sit. Buffalo Wild Wings, and you can host next year's draft at NFL headquarters.
Jeff, wake up. It's your turn to pick.
Draft at Buffalo Wild Wings, and you can host next year's draft at NFL headquarters.
Turn the trips you have to take into one you'll never forget. Expedia Plus Rewards earn points on over 1 million hotels, flights, and packages.
He's pretty much guaranteed to never drop the ball. And with the Fairfield 100% guarantee, you know that we'll never drop the ball either. We promise you'll be satisfied, or we'll make it right. That's our commitment to you, because you're our #1 priority. The Fairfield 100% guarantee. Fairfield Inn & Suites by Marriott.
Hey, I see you're working on your portfolio. Need a little luck?
No. I have TD Ameritrade's investing tools and education, so I'm confident that I'm making smart financial decisions. But thanks.
Okay. Trisha? You need any luck?
I do not.
Eric?
I'm all set.
Nice wordplay, by the way. My name's Luck.
Thanks, Sully. I got it.
You don't even work on this floor.
You don't work on this floor.
TD Ameritrade. You've got this.
Where does beer get its color? Malt makes pale beer with a mild honey taste. Dark malt makes dark beer with chocolate or coffee notes. Sam Adams brews 60 beers from dark to light, and the sweet spot in the middle, Boston Lager, for the love of beer.
Oh, I want a quarter pounder with cheese. Whether you're a window shopper, a mastermind, or even a play caller, NFL season is here, and so is McDonald's newest Midweek 2 lineup. Choose between a quarter pounder with cheese, our newest pick, triple cheeseburger, the 10-piece chicken McNuggets, or the filet of fish. Mix and match or pair up your faves for just $5.
Oh, triple cheeseburger?
Catch your picks for a limited time. Enjoy the choice.
What's it like to put your home in good hands? Like having something fit you just right. Thank you, Randall. Every stitch and seam of your home insurance tailored to fit you and your budget with unique features like claim-free rewards. Ooh, customized home protection, extra features, all at an affordable price. I can live with this. N means getting more from your home insurance with an expert Allstate agent.
It's good to be in good hands.
Anything can happen on Thursday. America was born on Thursday. So was Odell Beckham Jr. And that Pac-Man guy. The Model T was launched, the first text was sent, and Broadway Joe guaranteed an upset. All on a Thursday. Thursday. Oh, and this happened. On Thursday. Anything can happen on Thursday. Thursday Night Football, now on NFL Network, CBS, NBC, and streaming on Twitter.
Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's the 2-hour Game Day Season 3.
Game Day is back.
Rich, Rooch, Marshall, Kurt, and Michael get you set for the 2016 season with expert analysis.
You check it down to one. It's just like a one.
Lively debate. You will not scare this lumberjack and a whole lot of fun. We'll also have live reports from Carolina and Denver and all the latest Week 1 news from Ian Rappaport. Plus, the guys are making MVP, playoff, and Super Bowl predictions. All that and more Tuesday at 8 on the Game Day Season 3.
They moved the Red Sox game up today because of Tropical Storm Hermine, which is expected to make landfall tomorrow in Tampa, but it is still pouring down there tonight, where they are expected to kick off live on NFL Network at the top of the hour. As we hit the bottom of the the hour, a quick reminder that NFL Total Access is on every Monday through Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern, then again at 11, in case you happen to miss the early show.
Oh, 10 again.
Hyundai brings us that right now, and Teddy Bridgewater is right up there. The Vikings quarterback, the recipient of an outpouring of love and support from around the league after his season-ending injury yesterday. Over 103,000 mentions, and this Instagram post by OBJ that picked up 144,000 likes. Elsewhere in the NFC North, the Packers hosted a welcome back luncheon, and Aaron Rodgers was there, and Philip Rivers' bow tie, Jeff Fisher's mustache, and hat and belt. Another quarterback with a different mustache. Brady, according to the Dyson, will be the honorary captain at Michigan's Week 3 game against Colorado. That is the same week that the Patriots will be facing the Dolphins without him. Maybe with slightly different. His first week back from suspension, he will face the Browns, who are going against the grain this week and playing their starters. Most teams rest their ones in week 4 of the preseason. RG3 and company are using the time to get better. Quarterback calling tomorrow's game against the Bears a chance to improve. And you can't blame them for wanting to do that. They have what could be a very tough road ahead this year, trying to rebuild in a division that's arguably the toughest in the NFL. It is definitely the one with the most playoff wins since 2007, and none of those wins came out of Cleveland. That is something that Hugh Jackson is looking to change. 33 weeks into a period of time in which he is looking to change that. Mike Silver wrote about that period of time today on NFL.com. Mike, there was a line in your piece that struck me from Joe Hayden. It says, this is the first time we've had a coach that everyone else has wanted, and he's played for 4 other coaches there in Cleveland. How has that tone and that impression impacted Hugh's ability to really hit the ground running there in Cleveland?
Well, Lindsay, he has taken full command of that operation, and he has reached them, and it's not insignificant that he feels wanted. You'll see in the story, I talked to him in the middle of the night before, on the eve of him getting offered the Browns job and accepting it, and he was an emotional mess, been all over the place, had interviewed with the 49ers, Dolphins had canceled an interview, had the Giants potentially coming up, and had interviewed twice with the Browns. At that point was leaning toward remaining with the Cincinnati Bengals, something he and Marvin Lewis had worked out where he would be the heir apparent in a couple of years. That all changed the next day when Browns owner Jimmy Haslam called Hugh Jackson and said, I want you to be my coach, and then it was a whirlwind. He ended up on Haslam's plane. They got to the team facility. Jimmy's wife, Dee, was there to greet him at the door, open the door to a standing ovation from all the Browns employees at the team facility, and that touched him a lot. He'd had a rough road at the Raiders after Al Davis's death in his one-and-done season there. Felt like he was in a bunker with then Chief Executive Amy Trask as his only ally. And the way that the Browns organization has embraced Hugh Jackson has enabled him to be the clear-cut leader, and all the players so far are buying in.
He's got his quarterback, RG3, the quarterback there right now. How did that come to be?
Well, Hugh Jackson was locked in on Jared Goff hard early in the scouting process after accepting that job. And with the number 2 overall pick, I believe would have had to make a move to get up to number 1 as a hedge against the type of deal that we later saw with the Rams. But that all changed in March, the day after Goff's pro day at Cal, when he worked out Robert Griffin III, had earlier tried to explore a trade for Colin Kaepernick. Those talks had stalled. RG3's workout blew Hugh Jackson away. He told me, other than Carson Palmer, I've never seen a quarterback's workout be that impressive, and that convinced him that he could win now. RG3 still loved Jared Goff. I believe the Browns still would have drafted him if he'd been there number 2, but that changed everything. And if he pulls this off with RG3 back to the guy we saw in 2012 or beyond, it'll be one of the great resurrection stories we've seen in the NFL.
Good stuff, Mike. It's a long piece, 6,700 words, so you'll want to carve out some time to read it, but it is definitely worth the time, especially if you are a Browns fan. Talk again soon. In the meantime, how about this guy? Hugh Jackson's going to need to Steelers today, setting up a negotiation for a long-term extension next offseason. Not bad for a 6th-round draft pick out of Central Michigan. Spoke recently with our Mark Kriegel.
I want to go back to the draft. Some of the scouting reports. Needs to add strength to be press coverage and battle for the ball.
Incorrect.
Route running skills could use some refinement.
Incorrect.
Lack size.
Incorrect.
You're listed at 5'10", $181. Is that accurate?
No, it's not accurate. I don't deem myself as a smaller guy. You know, it's all about your mind. I'm like a 6'5" guy in my mind.
How he sees himself starts with how he came of age in Liberty City, Florida. You grew up hard. You were on the street.
Yeah.
As a 16-year-old kid.
Yeah, but when you're alone as a kid, you know every decision I make affect me. My mom's not here. My dad's not here. So I took it upon myself to be a leader for myself. So I know if I make the wrong decision, there's no help coming.
Was there a point where you started thinking real big things are possible?
And I remember being at Central Michigan, and I just remember, I still do it today, just looking in the reflection of my shadow in the mirror and just thinking about what type of guy I want to be. Just seeing myself dressed in a uniform and seeing the guy that I wanted to see.
Obviously, the receiver talk in that draft was dominated by Des Bryant and Demaryius Thomas. Did you think that you were in those guys' league?
Absolutely. I always believe, I was right there with those guys or even better.
But I'll tell you what, that little guy right there, I like him. He's got excellent hands. He's also a big-time specialist.
What do you remember about your position group at the combine?
Well, I remember telling Michael Irvin that I was the best guy there.
Do you think he believed it?
It didn't matter that he believed it. It's up to me. I knew eventually with me putting that statement out there, I would eventually have to back it up.
He throws it for the end zone, and that's a touchdown. Antonio Brown.
I don't hear you spoken of as the best receiver in football.
Yeah.
Is that wrong? Is that right?
No, I feel like you're exactly right. I tell my family about this a lot, and I always tell them the same thing. It's not about what people say. It's about what
Who are the best receivers in football?
Well, I think the best receiver in football right now is probably number 84 from Pittsburgh.
It was never about proving anyone wrong. Just Antonio Brown proving himself right. Still, there's something any would-be successor should know.
If you see him, tell him I said, I'm going to get better. I'm going to continue to grow. But right now, I think Brown is the guy.
Will Colin Kaepernick continue his protest tomorrow in San Diego on a night already dedicated to honoring the military? If he does, and all indications are he will, Colin's getting support from an unlikely source. Former Green Beret Nate Boyer, who joins us next.
On September 14th, the NFL Network original series, The
On top of the ball. Damn it, man.
Whatever could go wrong went wrong.
Stories through the eyes of those who were there.
So many great players in the 80s, that's what saved it.
And who will never forget, from era to era, live inside the moments that impacted the game and resonated beyond it.
This game ball is going to the city of New Orleans.
No!
You didn't just make the cut, you set the bar. And you didn't just get a job, you began a career. So don't just buy any ring. Create your custom engagement ring at Rotani.com. You design it, we handcraft it, you see it in person at your local jeweler. No risk, no obligation. Rotani, a smarter way to buy an engagement ring. Start today at Rotani.com. Buy online or preview for free at your local jeweler.
Thursday, September 8th on NBC. NFL football is back. The weekend-long celebration begins in Denver with live performances by One Republic and Dierks Bentley. Then the season kicks off with a Super Bowl rematch. Panthers, Broncos. We're back to football. presented by Hyundai. Thursday, September 8th on NBC.
RealGazelle.com customer reading a Real Gazelle review.
Star, 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 star. I have Keith Gazelle. I pulled up Gazelle.com and it was the fastest transaction ever. Quick cash could never be sweet.
Get real cash real fast. Cellular phone at Gazelle.com or at a nearby Gazelle Eco ATM kiosk. Why wait? Gazelle.
There's no denying that this over-enthusiastic equestrian knows how to bring home the hardware. But not even she can help you when it comes to earning credit card rewards. For that you need creditcards.com, where you can find credit card news, advice, and tools for finding the offers that work best for you. Right now, you can choose between exciting rewards offers like these. Of course, champ, we've got credit cards covered.
We're here when you're ready.
Dollar Shave Club. Best club I've ever joined. Quality products.
The preseason rolls on with a live doubleheader. First, Rob Gronkowski and the Patriots take on the Giants. Then the Seahawks battle the Raiders. The preseason doubleheader begins tomorrow at 7, live on NFL Network.
Almost immediately, Colin Kaepernick's decision to not stand for the national anthem has become a story that has transcended the sports world.
This country stands for freedom, liberty, justice for all. And it's not happening for all right now.
As far as, the injustices, I agree with what he said. Now, as far as how he did it, and, we got some people that agree with it, some that disagree with it.
I understand and respect the cause because there's so much going on in America right now. There's so much hurt, there's so much pain.
He lived on his rights, and he's telling the truth as he sees it. And I am with him 100%.
He's talking about the oppression of African Americans in this country, and that has been going on for a long time, and that needs to be acknowledged, and that needs to be changed. So there is some truth in what he was doing. I think he could have picked a better platform.
I don't know what the big issue is. Those issues in back of the statement. Strong in my mind. Now, if you ask me, would I do that? No, I won't.
I'll continue to sit. I'm going to continue to stand with the people that are being oppressed. To me, this is something that has to change.
It has sparked a lot of conversations this week about race in America, about the flag, about the anthem, about what they all mean for veterans. And yesterday, veterans across America decided to take over that part of the conversation. The hashtag Veterans for Kaepernick picking up over 400,000 mentions. And then there was the piece Nate Boyer wrote for the Army Times, an open letter to Colin Kaepernick from a guy who had served as a Green Beret and then played for the Seahawks last year in the preseason. Took a lot of pride in running out of the tunnel with that American flag, and he joins me now here in the studio. Nate, if you had, and this is probably an unfair thing to ask you to do because you took a lot of time to write this very eloquent piece, which was an open letter to Colin Kaepernick. If you had a minute in front of him, what would you tell him?
I would just listen. I would shut my mouth and just listen because there's so much, there's just so much hate going on, you know what I mean? And from both sides. And no one wants to listen. Everyone just can't wait for their turn to speak. And that's just getting old, you know what I mean? And so I would just honestly, I would just 100% listen. I want to hear everything that is, he's going through and he's struggling with. And I'll never be able to actually feel what it's like to be him, obviously. And no one can feel that for anybody else. But at least if I just listen with an open mind and try my best to fight the judgments that are going on in my head, because we all have those too. You might hear something that resonates with you, and you might be more similar than you realize.
You wrote in your piece about what it meant for you to stand on that sideline of listen to the national anthem, having gone through all that you had gone through in the military before you got a chance to play football, and that it would have hurt you to look over and seen a teammate sitting down on the bench during that.
Yeah. No, it would have, because first of all, I probably wouldn't have understood why. And I would have maybe immediately took that as he hates America. You know, I might think that. And I think that's what a lot of people saw that as. And I thought that's why it was important for me to take a step back and to just take a breath and listen and try to find out why, you know, why this gesture and why do it. You know, I talked about in the letter, I have a Colin Kaepernick signed football. It says "God bless our troops" on it that Colt McCoy got from me when he was the backup there to auction off at a charity I work with. And my dad is the highest paid. That ball sits in my parents' house. You know what I mean? And I've been a fan of his since he started playing. And so those things would have hurt me just because of how, you know, I respect him on the field. But now, honestly, I respect the decision that he's making. It sounds like he's sticking to it because he's well within his rights, and that's something that we fight for, and that is what this country is all about. That's what the flag represents to me, and what the anthem means to me. And so he's being an American. You know, that's what he's doing.
When he takes the field tomorrow night in San Diego, it happens to be Military Appreciation Night. When they play the anthem, he sits down. He said that he will.
No.
Those circumstances?
That is a hard question. Yes, it bothers me because I would love to see him stand up and feel that the racism issue in our country is not that bad. But I know it is an issue, and we've got a long way to go. We've come a long way. Don't get me wrong. We've come a long way, but we still have a long way to go. So I wouldn't be angry at him. It's still going to affect me, you know, and still sadden me every time I see it. It'll make him up for the rest of his career. But I'm not going to be angry because I understand he just wants a better life for him and his family and, you know, people that have felt the type of injustices that he feels, you know, that is part of being a person of color in our country. And that's, I don't know, that's just something that we need to keep working on. And I'm going to try my best to just, like I said, just listen and be understanding and keep my mind open.
One of the things that I saw a lot in the Veterans for Kaepernick hashtag was veterans saying, I fought for his right to do this, not for a song or, you know, set of words or anything like that. Is that a sentiment that you share, or do you feel different?
Yeah, I mean, you know, and I brought this up in the letter too, but there's parts of the original national anthem that they're not pretty. You know what I mean? And I'm not proud of that. You know, there's lots of things that we've done in our history that I'm not proud of. But I think for the most part, we've done what we can to fix those things. You know what I mean? No matter who is the president in office, people have hated decisions that man and maybe eventually women have made. And they're going to do that forever. And racism is going to exist forever. As much as it pains me to say, it's just true. So the only thing we can do is control ourselves and, you know, do what we can to fight for one another and with love, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? But just really trying to understand and not make snap judgments, because, you know, on the other side of things, there are a lot of great out there too. You know what I mean? A lot of them are veterans, a lot of them aren't. But there's people that, you know, serve and protect the world every day. They don't get paid a lot of money, and I respect those men. And the ones that aren't doing it, you know, we need to correct it. We need to fix it. And he's right about that.
His letter can be found in Army Times. Nate Boyer, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you, Lindsay. Appreciate it.
Good conversation there. Still to come.
Come on NFL Total Access.
As far as fantasy triplets go, you could do a lot worse than Tom Brady, Le'Veon Bell, and Josh Gordon.
Gotta put points on board.
That is, if they weren't suspended for a combined 11 games. But don't give up on us. Just draft them at the right time. Fabiano's got a plan. We're calling Fantasy Forgiveness.
Next on NFL Total Access.
Turn the trips you have to take into one you'll never forget. Plus rewards. Earn points on over 1 million hotels, flights, and packages.
Men, 80% try to eat healthy, yet up to 90% fall short in getting key nutrients from food alone. Let's do more. Add one-a-day men's gummies, complete with key nutrients and vitamins to help convert food into fuel. One a day.
I take Phytocet OTC each morning for my frequent heartburn, because you can't beat zero heartburn.
Phytocet OTC, the #1 doctor-recommended frequent heartburn medicine for 10 straight years. 1 pill each morning, 24 hours, zero heartburn.
It's Ace's big Labor Day weekend paint sale. Buy a gallon of our best, Valspar Optimus, get one 50% off. Buy our best value, Clark and Kensington, get one 50% off. Buy one, get one 50% off now through Monday.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware.
Just call her.
Thanks so much.
Inside everyone is an incredible cook. Someone who can cook an amazing meal any night of the week. Farm fresh ingredients, step-by-step recipes, delivered to your door for less than $9 a meal. Get $30 off your first delivery at blueapron.com/cook.
I had that dream again, that I was on the Icelandic James Show. Everyone knows me for discounts, like Safe Driver and paperless billing, but nobody knows the box behind the discount. Oh, it's like my father always told me. Put that down, that's expensive. Of course they save people an average of nearly $600, but who's gonna save me? And that's when I realized I'm allergic to wasabi. Well, I feel better.
It's been 5 minutes.
Talk about progress.
The preseason rolls on. Fuck! Kirk Cousins and the Redskins square off against Jameis Winston and the Bucks. Redskins, Bucks, next, live on NFL Network.
Don't miss our giant tent event at your Ram Truck Headquarters, Commonwealth Dodge Ram. Choose from a huge selection of Ram trucks, like a new 2016 Ram 1500 for just $24,988 or $309 a month. Commonwealth Dodge Ram, right on Preston, and always right on the price.
Here you go.
Our dog is gonna love camping with us.
Come on, get it.
Eric.
Come on. Let's do it again. Ready?
My turn.
Now, during the final days of Toyota's annual clearance event, get any new 2016 RAV4 or RAV4 Hybrid with 0 for 60 financing, with leases starting at $199 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
During Commonwealth Dodge Ram's tent event, get a new 16 Dodge Challenger SXT or Charger SXT. Your choice, just $25,975 or $323 a month. A new Ram Crew Cab 4x4, just $36,475 or $469 a month. And your #1 Commonwealth Dodge Ram.
All right, we're counting down to kickoff in Tampa Bay, where the Buccaneers are getting set to host the Washington Redskins. And look at that rain. That is Tropical Storm Hermine, which is expected to make landfall tomorrow night in Tampa and try and get the game in tonight. This is Dallas Martin. He's a senior at Brentwood High School in Los Angeles. He runs hard, moves through, and around 6 different defenders to score. At one point, he has a stiff arm. Brentwood beats Army-Navy 41-0. And Willie likes his dance moves. I don't know if his mic's up, so I want to pass that along. Martin had 6 catches, 151 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's set to graduate in 2017. He plays on both sides of the ball, wide receiver, outside linebacker, listed at 6 foot 2 inches and 180 pounds.
Wow.
Woo! All right, so Jameis Winston on the field there in Tampa. Redskins aren't playing never starters. How much see from the Bucs? That's coming up live on NFL Network at the top of the hour.
Jeff, wake up. It's your turn to pick.
I'll take Antonio Brown, please. Get your fantasy draft kit at Buffalo Wild Wings, and you can host next year's draft at NFL headquarters.
There's a secret fantasy league where 6 NFL superstars draft everyday guys.
What?
You heard me.
Are you crazy, bro?
No. And it's in Drew Brees' basement.
And I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, and did we mention the soup? So much soup.
About to go off.
The Everyman All-Star League, fueled by the power of capital.
You owned your car for 4 years. You named it Brad. You loved Brad. And then you totaled him. You two had been through everything together. 2 boyfriends, 3 jobs. You're like, nothing can replace Brad. Then Liberty Mutual calls. And you break into your happy dance.
If you sign up for better car replacement, we'll pay for a car that's a model year newer with 15,000 fewer miles than your old one. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Seize the day in style. Right now at Men's Warehouse, buy one get one free on most suits, sport coats, pants, dress shirts, sportswear, and ties. Plus take 30% off all shoes. Men's Warehouse. Rise to the occasion.
Army Reserve soldiers use their skills to make the Army even more capable, and gain the tools to make themselves even more successful. Learn how at GoArmyReserve.com.
There'll be someone in this group this morning that will make an NFL team.
I'm not ready to call quits. I just love the game. I'm not gonna stop.
This is your opportunity. This is your chance. Just end with no regrets.
No projected to beat you by 40 this week.
Projections don't mean anything.
Without NFL.com fantasy football, what would friends talk about?
I got a new watch. Doesn't have any numbers though.
How do you know the time it is?
I use my phone.
NFL.com fantasy football. Fun, free, and easy.
Anywhere within a
Social Blitz now, and we are celebrating a birthday. Larry Fitzgerald turning 33, the only receiver in NFL history to reach 1,000. I don't have that stat in front of me, so never mind. He's the only player in NFL history to have done something by the time he turned 33. So glad you tuned in for that. Next. We're waiting for a game here. Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting ready to face the Washington Redskins, and here are the Bucs getting ready for it earlier in the game. A lot of rain coming in this game, which we will take you to in just a few moments. And here's James Harrison reacting to today's big news. He says it's only breaking news because you thought I was guilty. I have my father's name, and I've worked for everything I have since day one. Put some respect when you mention my name. And of course, that story is that James Harrison and Julius Peppers and Clay Matthews were all cleared today by the NFL with regard to the PED allegations that Al Jazeera brought against them last December. They all reluctantly met with the NFL last week to meet with investigators and apparently answered all of their questions. All right, it is that time. If you're watching in either the DC or the Tampa viewing areas, now is when you'll need to flip to the local game broadcast. Due to blackout restrictions, we will be airing a special edition of A Football Life on this channel. For the rest of you, we're going to have the Redskins-Bucs game coming up, so you do not want to go anywhere. And Roberto Aguayo is one of the people that we assume that we will see out there tonight. Roberto Aguayo, who was drafted pretty darn early, putting a lot of pressure on this guy in the preseason.
He needs to make some kicks.
Well, he's a high draft pick, and a lot of people were joking, but if you break down how many people won, okay, by a field goal or less or close to it, there were a bunch.
Yeah, you need a good field goal kicker. There are people too.
I know ours helped us a lot.
Yeah, he helped me too.
Yeah, I know he did. That's what I was saying to that.
So a good field goal kicker is definitely valuable.
Right.
This Bucs team to be led by James Winston this year. He's had a pretty good preseason, guys. Amongst the preseason passer rating leaders behind Dak Prescott and AJ McCarron. What can we read into that with regards to his readiness to help the Bucs take the next step this year?
Well, they're taking the next step for me, Jameis, taking the next step within that offense under Dirk Cutter. Somebody he was familiar with. We saw some progress during the season, but I want to see some consistency because he was kind of like an up and down season last year. You see games where he threw a lot of interceptions, multi-interceptions, and then you see some games where he threw a bunch of touchdowns and he didn't make mistakes. He was flawless. So if you look at the board, and you look at the games with the 2+ TD passing games and the 2 interception games, a little inconsistency there. So you want to get better at that, and I feel him being more comfortable within that system will help.
You said it best, Willie, being comfortable in that system. Having another year under the same system with Dirk Cutter. When I was in Indianapolis under Peyton Manning, we had the same system over and over, so we were able to build on that year after year. When I was in Baltimore the first 4 years, we were never able to build on that system because we kept changing quarterback. So being in the same system, I think, is going to be a huge advantage for Jameis this year.
How do you see them fitting into this division?
Well, it goes to Carolina. Of course, the team has won it back-to-back, and they're leaders, and they're probably the strongest team all the way around. And they were able to keep a large part of the nucleus together. So you got to say it starts with Carolina. Atlanta, did they get better? Yeah. And then the Bucs, we thought would play a lot better. They had some dips in their production, and they didn't. But I expect this division to shape up a little bit. And the Bucs do have talent on that roster on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, I like the Bucs finishing second, actually. Second, Carolina. Yeah, second. I do. I think they're going to take a big jump. I love Jameis Winston. I love how he approached this offseason. He slimmed down. And like we just mentioned, he's in the same system. So I think I'm expecting big things from him this year.
Colt McCoy and Nate Sudfeld are getting ready to face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers right now. This game is coming your way in just a matter of moments. Live in Tampa, where goodness gracious, look at that rain. Well, we asked you earlier what you thought about the Redskins' chances of repeating as the NFC East champs. Yay or nay? What say you?
Wow. Come on. That's Cowboy Nation right there voting. Yeah. So you know that was going to happen.
Yeah. 73% no.
Say no.
I said no.
It's going to be yes. It's going to be yes. Y'all are wrong.
We'll see. You got to go on.
They will.
It's a good team. I think like building-wise, defensively and offensively, yeah, they've taken another step. But again, other teams in that division has gotten better.
Josh Doctson, their first rounder, still hasn't played. How much do you need him this year?
You know, to me, you got Deshaun Jackson and you got Pierre Garçon. So you got two playmakers on the outside. You got Jordan Reed, so you got enough. He can take his time. He'll help them, but you don't have to rush him.
Well, I think because of injury and because you have some guys that are inconsistent in and out of the lineup, the tight end position, Reed is a really good tight end, but you didn't have consistency. Can he stay healthy? So I don't think you could always have enough because they like to do it different things. Gruden runs an exotic offense where he uses a lot of formations, a lot of different receivers, and sometimes he'll open it up. So that third receiver could come in handy.
What about playing in weather, like the kind that we're seeing here tonight? Obviously, this is not ideal football weather. They say, when you see a lot of ice and snow, that, we call that jokingly football weather. This is not football weather, right?
Guy. No, it's not. Defense love this kind of weather, especially the last preseason game. Last preseason game, you don't want to be out in this stuff.
No, not at all, because footy, for receivers, running backs, and all those guys, they got to get in and out of breaks. They got to make cuts. They need the footing to be perfect. And when it's raining like we see right there, it's better for us because it eliminates a lot of things that they can do. Everybody's pretty much playing safe because they don't want to get hurt as well going into that last game. So the play calling slows down a little bit. A lot of things are taken out of the table. So it simplifies things for the defensive guys that you guys don't like to do because now you tell us what's happening.
Are you surprised I mentioned earlier in the show that the Browns are going to play their starters in week 4? That's not something you hear about a lot.
Very surprised. I think it's a big mistake. You would hate to get a key starter hurt the week before the regular season starts. I just think it's you got enough work in, and now it's time to get ready for the regular season. So get your starters rested and ready for the first game of the season. You don't need to play in the last preseason game.
Okay, because I know you were wondering Larry Fitzgerald is the
Top
first
of
NFL
using
player to
short
reach 1,000
stick.
catches before he was
What an
33.
awesome
So
shot.
just clear that up. Here is a 1 week 4 preseason game coming your way live right now. There are 15
Get
more
the
tomorrow.
fuck outta
Kenny
here.
Albert and Joe Theismann have the call in Tampa.
Well, the Buccaneers have won the toss, elected to defer. So the rookie out of Florida State, Roberto Aguayo, will get things started. Rashad Ross back in for the Redskins along with Maurice Harris. Both teams had 2-1 during the preseason. Redskins coming off a 21-16 victory over the Buffalo Bills on Friday, and we are underway in Tampa.
I missed that.
Ross will take a knee. Redskins will start from the 25-yard line, one of the new rules this season. Went out onto the field by the rookie out of Indiana, the 6th-round draft pick, Nate Sudfeld.
Has had a fairly productive preseason. You see the numbers, 2 touchdowns, protected the ball well, led comebacks over the last couple of games. He's a gamer. That's the way Sean McVay, the offensive coordinator, has described him. Hasn't had a lot of opportunity to work through practices, with Kirk Cousins getting much of the work and then Colt McCoy sort of filling in. And Nate gets a few snaps, but now he gets a lot tonight.
Missed that too.
In the backfield, the Redskins leading rusher
All right.
during the
Right,
preseason.
finally.
And on first down, this is Kelly. The
Minus
rookie out
1
of
because of
We'll
the
check out the starting lineup.
unlucky break.
Who reminds fans to make the right call and drink responsibly.
Good choice.
Behind Aseki on the left, at the left tackle position. Wandro at the guard. That's the left side of it. Another young left side for the Washington Redskins on offense. Logan Paulson at the tight end position, fighting for a job. Rashad Ross has worked an awful lot through the preseason.
Ross split to the left. Harris split wide to the right. On second down and 3 off the delay, this is Kelly once again. He picked up 7 on first down. And Robert Kelly is out to the 38-yard line, gain of 5.
I'm not getting used to the speed of this tape.
You like his vision. Joe Carriage does a nice job, number 38, the fullback leading the way. But you see him make that move in the secondary. That's something that Randy Jordan, the running backs coach, has been looking for out of the young backs. Once you get to that second and third level, can you make something?
Kelly out to the sideline, watched by Mac Brown. First and 10, 38-yard line. As Sudfeld gets it off. He finds a hole. Out to the 47-yard line, a gain of 8 on first down, setting up second and 2 as we take a look at the Buccaneers' defensive unit.
Last year, the secondary certainly had its problems. You see the defensive line, lots of young guys trying to make this football team. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers drafted 4 guys on the defensive side to try and make them a little bit better all the way around. Gave up 70% completion percentage last year. So you know the defense has become a focus for Dirk Cutter, their head coach.
Second down and 1. And Sudfeld has Brown. And Mac Brown across.
No!
Was tackled by Darius Clayton. A gain of 4.
Out of control of the cue ball. Get it done.
Coordinators making early in the game to run the football. We look at the hole. I mean, Matt doesn't have an idea where to go. There isn't anybody around. No one to make
And that.
this. They've done a really nice job. Austin Ritter at center, Wandro at left guard, and Seki at tackle. That left side continues to do a really nice job of rooting people out.
Robert Kelly has returned to the backfield. First and 10 from the Buccaneers 49 as Sudfeld throws for the first time. And his intended target was the tight end, Logan Paulson, flattened on the coverage.
Put the ball right where he had to. Of course, we talked about Nate wearing gloves this evening. I never wore gloves to throw with. No. I managed to be able to throw a wet ball fairly well. I remember we played here in Tampa in a torrential downpour. The water was cascading down the old Sombrero steps. Field dried out in the second half, but I mean, the ball was just gets heavier and heavier as the game goes on. That's the only thing you concern yourself with.
You beat me to it. Your ex-teammate Doc Walker told me to ask you about that game here in Tampa. On second and 6, Kelly He has been so impressive during training camp and the first 3 preseason games.
Can you watch these moves he makes just before he gets to the line of scrimmage?
Wow.
Press outside.
How did that
Now, once
miss?
again, make the move. Now finish going forward. It's exactly what you're looking for. We've seen a lot of runs, do a good job protecting, but look at how he holds the ball. Nice and tight to his body. 3 runner, then when you get in trouble, covered up with 2.
Thompson and 4. The wideouts, there's Kendall Thompson. From the Tampa Bay 38 on first down, it's
No.
And Robert Kelly works his way to the Buccaneers 33 for a gain of 5. He gained 51 yards on 12 carries Friday against the Buffalo Bills, and he's done a terrific job in pass protection as well.
Well, he's going to wind up with that many yards in this drive alone. But the right side now, Joshua Rivas and Jacoby Cofield, right guard and right tackle, doing a nice job. In fact, that entire offensive line of Bill Callahan's, this second unit, has done an outstanding job so far.
Second down and 5 from the Tampa Bay 33. Opening drive of the game for the Redskins as Kelly looks to spin out of trouble.
I think it's working.
And gains a yard. Jonathan Banks, the tackle.
You had to figure sooner or later, Mike Smith, the new defensive coordinator for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, was not just going to sit in base defense and give his offense a chance to just find holes and pick his way. A little more pressure that time, not allowing him to find the running lanes.
Kelly with 30 yards, averaging 6 per carry.
You know, this is a great opportunity for the coaches on this, of the Redskins to be able to teach the young guys what they want.
Brown lined up to the right of Sudfeld. 3 receivers set. Third down and 4. Catch is made by Rashawn Ross, but a nice tackle by Jude Ijeparima to keep him from picking up the first down.
Well, you think you want to run those crossing routes so that you can get enough yards to get past the first down marker. On that particular play, didn't happen.
Ijeparima in his second season out of Bowling Green, so the Redskins send out
Gee, Christmas.
Dustin Hopkins, 1 of 2 during his preseason. This a 47-yard attempt.
That's twice. Usually only happens once.
In the rain, Chris Wade places it down. And Hopkins from 47 nails it, giving the Redskins a 3-0 lead.
Always something you're curious about in this kind of weather. How will the kicking game go?
Good opening drive for running back Robert Kelly and the Redskins.
It's the recon machine for Tank 165. The endless search for the best berries. A midnight run for tacos al pastor. And the empty roads of Dawn Patrol. This is summer driving. During the Mazda Summer Drive event, get 0 to drive lease offers on any new 2016 Mazda.
It's a new day, and there are things you need to know. Football things.
These 2 teams are going to be very good this year.
And things on your mind.
Tweet them to us at GMFB.
Good Morning Football. Tomorrow at 7, only on NFL Network.
The preseason rolls on with a live doubleheader. First, Rob Gronkowski and the Patriots take on the Giants. Then the Seahawks battle the Raiders. The preseason doubleheader begins tomorrow at 7, live on NFL Network.
Washington Redskins preseason football is brought to you by Costco. 15 minutes to save you 15% or more on car insurance. From Midcap.
Ball just don't want to sit.
Technician. Ford F-150, the official truck of the Washington Redskins. And by FanDuel, the leader in one-day fantasy sports.
I never mind playing in the rain. It was wind that bothered me, and it's not too windy an evening, so you're just dealing with a lot of water. And as the game goes on, your uniform gets heavier, your feet start sloshing around, your footing you have to be careful of. All those little things as the game goes on.
Rain has been falling since
About late yesterday? Yeah, about midnight.
Bernard Reedy is back deep for the Bucks. And they will start from their 25-yard line. Redskins out to a 3-0 lead. 5.5 in here in Tampa.
Heineken Light makes it okay to flip another man's meat.
No. You never flip it.
Go!
Award-winning Heineken Light is the best light beer you've ever tasted.
That's true. Can I have one?
Can I flip your meat?
No. Sit yourself.
He's pretty much guaranteed to never drop the ball. And with the Fairfield 100% guarantee, you know that we'll never drop the ball either. We promise you'll be satisfied, or we'll make it right. That's our commitment to you, because you're our #1 priority. The Fairfield 100% guarantee. Fairfield and its Sweets by Marriott.
I'll take Antonio Brown, please.
Wild Wings, and you can host next year's draft at NFL headquarters.
Anything can happen on Thursday. America was born on Thursday. So was Odell Beckham Jr. and that Batman guy. Oh, and this happened. Anything can happen on Thursday. Thursday Night Football, now on NFL Network, CBS, NBC, and streaming on Twitter.
The new Redskins mobile app is here. Live access to latest news, videos, and scores. Connect with other Redskins fans throughout enhanced social media outlets. Download for free on iTunes or Google Play. Profile for the chance to win exclusive Redskins rewards all season long. The Virginia native Mike Glennon starting at quarterback for the Bucks tonight.
Westfield High School product.
And he hands it off on first down. This is Peyton Barber, rookie out of Auburn, who gains a yard. So Glennon, of course, the backup to Jameis Winston, who had an outstanding rookie season last year for the Bucks.
Who, of course, before Jameis Winston got here, was the starting quarterback. And played pretty well. In his 2014 season, it was 10 TDs to 6 interceptions. Half the season. Big, tall guy, another one 6'6".
Again, this is Barber on second down. Gain of 3. Brought to you by Buckley. It reminds fans to make the right call. Responsibly.
Competition at the wide receiver position, but you look at the offensive line, you're always looking for that 7th, 8th, 9th offensive lineman. Patel, Barber, Bell, as a wide receiver. We talked about the competition there at the tight end position as well.
Third down and 5 for the Bucks on their opening possession. As Glennon fires downfield, and Russell Shepard unable to hang on.
Really a good job by Kendall Fuller. Once again, we've seen him come up and make plays continually. The rookie doing a really good job. Yeah, he gets beat, but look, he doesn't quit. Find the ball, pull it out, do anything you can to cause the incompletion. Gets his arms up inside and forces the ball out. That's just an outstanding play. Virginia Tech product. Of course, saw Rondé Barber earlier. And his brother Tiki, Virginia Tech products. No, they're not, Joe.
Here's Ross. Ross fouled up. Brought down side. They wanted
to really bad. UVA products. Not Virginia Tech.
Rondé, the Colorado star, involved in the preseason broadcast. The Redskins. Defensive stand.
Most of the things that you
The Ford Ford town and country Ford and 0% Ford Car Finance with plus $1,000 smart bonus cash. Lease a new 16 Escape Titanium for $269 a month or $25,988. Town and Country Ford. We are Ford in Louisville.
What if one day you're hurt at work and suddenly all of your dreams for the future seem like they're turning to dust? Getting seriously hurt on the job can be traumatic, but what can be worse is how injured employees are treated after an injury. You deserve to be treated fairly. If you've been hurt at work, call the Carl Truman Law Office for a free consultation. We'll help get your dreams back on track.
Hi, I'm Ben Rose, and the Toyota annual clearance event on Toyota.
With 0% financing available. New 2016 Corolla S Plus. Lease just $159 per month. Or new 2016 Camry SE. Lease just $189 per month. And new 2016 RAV4 LE. Lease just $199 per month. Plus Toyota 2-year certified maintenance included.
Don't miss the Toyota annual clearance event going on now at Oxmoor Toyota and at OxmoorToyota.com.
During the Ford Freedom Sales Event at Town and Country Ford, lease a new F-150 Super Crew XLT 4x4 for $376 a month or $35,988. Or lease a new CC 169 a month for $17,688 at Town and Country Ford.
PM at FedEx Field. A reminder, Joe, yep, they're early. Opening day, national stage, 7 o'clock kickoff. Also save the date, Saturday, September 10th, 3 to 6 p.m. It's the Redskins Rally Kickoff Party at One Loudon in Ashburn. More details to be released very soon. First and 10, 19-yard line. This is Mack Brown, who found the hole, a first down and more. He is finally tackled at the 40-yard line. Number 21.
Once again, running on the left side where it said he is Kwanja. Good job at the point of attack. Ryan second, good contact. And then you look at the vision of Mack Brown when he gets into the secondary.
Redskins General Manager Scott McLuhan very high on Ty Anseki. He said, in his opinion, Anseki would start for over half the teams in the NFL.
I think more than that. We're talking about a guy who's traveled through 6 different arena teams and fought his way to where he is as a heck of a tackle.
Off the play fake on first and 10 from the 4-yard line. Sudfeld sacked back at the 33. Lawson 8 on the play.
Good job that Robert Kelly and Mack Brown did on the first drive, create opportunities for the field goal. Robert Kelly, good vision inside, making plays. Now you stretch and press. If you look at the offensive line, the holes in the play through, they really, they're 6-7 yards down the field, the running back before anybody ever really gets a shot at it.
DeQuay Smith with the sack. It's his 4th of the preseason. Buccaneers had 8 sacks in their game against Cleveland last week. Our first flag did not take nearly this long last week.
We've had a few in the first preseason games early.
Brett Wolfstad, the referee.
Holding offense, number 67. That penalty is declined. Resulting play is 3rd down.
That's Josh Laribas' penalty of the clock. Against the Big Redskins offensive line called for 7 penalties.
Here you have to move your feet, especially on stretch plays. When the running back's trying to get outside, you can't really hang on to a guy. I would look for a run of some type of a draw or a short pass, because you're not going to be able to hold it long enough to get the amount of yards you need.
And on 3rd and 21, it is Brown. So the Redskins, after marching downfield, kicking a field goal on their opening drive, will punt away.
You stop and think about it. When you have 3rd and 20 or more, you're not going to have time to get rid of the football. You've got a night where it's done nothing but rain, so field conditions don't allow anybody to get down the field. And certainly, if you're the quarterback, you're not going to.
First way, and it's terrific once again.
He's my star of the training camp. Just kicks it 60 plus all the time.
Reedy fumbled it at the 9. Reedy out to the 25-yard line, 16 on the return. First quarter action in Tampa. Redskins lead by 3.
shopping, yet up to 90% fall short in getting key nutrients from food alone. Let's do more. Add One-A-Day Men's Gummies, complete with key nutrients plus B vitamins to help convert food into fuel. One-A-Day.
It's Ace's big Labor Day Gotta get one of our best, Valspar Optimist, get one 50% off. Buy our best value, Clark and Kensington, get one 50% off. Buy one, get one 50% off now through Monday.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware.
Thanks so much.
Sit, ball. Jeez. Gets me every time.
On September 14th, the NFL Network original series, The Timeline, returns. From NFL Films.
Whatever could go wrong went wrong.
Stories through the eyes of those who were there.
So many great players in the 80s, just to say that.
And who will never forget, from era to era. Live inside the moments that impacted the game and resonated beyond it.
This game ball is going to the city of New Orleans.
The Timeline returns September 14th, only on NFL Network.
3-0 Redskins, just under 5 minutes remaining. First quarter, Joe, I know you've been looking forward to checking out our Twitter ticker presented by Print Play from the Virginia Lottery, proud sponsor of the Washington Redskins. Tweet at Redskins with hashtag HTTR or hashtag Redskins Talk to join the conversation.
That was the first one, was a great observation to make things happen, win your spot.
One in on first down to the tight end, Brandon Myers. And it's Kendall Fuller who comes out to make the tackle. There is a flag on the play.
So you had to say something.
Only our second.
Unnecessary roughness, right hit. Defense number 36. It's a 15-yard penalty. And an automatic first down.
Stuart Cravens, when he was on the ground, just sort of threw his shoulder into him. A little bit too aggressive. Haven't been there playing the linebacker position. Normally, you're going to see him in nickel, third down situations, but now really earning a spot as an inside back.
Cravens, the Redskins' second-round pick out of USC. First and 10 from the 39-yard line. This is Barber. Leads out across the 40. Short game. Second and 9 coming up.
A game like this, it's so difficult for coaches, Danny, because you want to give certain plays an opportunity. It's almost like the conditions don't allow you to see exactly what you want to see. It's a test of the metal, but it isn't exactly what you're looking for.
Off the play fake on second down. Fleming loses the football. And they win. 25 with Trent Murphy applying the pressure.
It was what we talked about as far as the keys to the game goes, being able to hold on to a wet football. Watch the ball. Now he'll take it away from his body. It just slips out. Gone. They call it pigskin for a reason. It just keeps squirting around all over the place.
So the Bucs now finishing a third down and 24. And like the Redskins on third and long, they will keep it on the ground with Barber and then punt it back to Washington.
The thing you love about Stuart Cravens is he's a find the ball kind of guy. He's instinctive. He reminds me of Rashad Breeland, who did the same thing when he first joined this team a couple of years ago. Being able to get to the football, weave through the traffic and make a play.
Time tonight with almost every side on both sides. Not in uniform.
Of course, the Redskins starters went to the welcome home luncheon today, so they're back in Washington, D.C.
Ross will not field the punt. And the Redskins will start from their 25-yard line with a 3-0 lead. Stuart Cravens right in the middle of the action once again.
Should I start you or Julio this week? I think I'm leaning towards Julio. Julio, he's got a good matchup. We're teammates. It's nothing personal. It's just if I win this game, I'll make it to the playoffs.
Without NFL.com fantasy football, what would friends talk about?
So, how's your cat? Cat's doing well. How about your cat? I don't have a cat.
It's never too early. Sign up for free at NFL.com/fantasy.
For lower back pain sufferers, the search for relief often leads to choices like this, or this. Today, there's a new option. Introducing drug-free Aleve Direct Therapy, a TENS device with high-intensity power that uses technology once only available in doctors' offices. Its wireless remote lets you control the intensity and helps you get back to things like this, or this, and back to being yourself. Introducing new Aleve Direct Therapy. Find yours in the pain relief aisle.
This is not the land of good enough. Americans don't celebrate the good enough canon. We didn't aim to be second to the moon. Verizon doesn't settle for good enough either. So now we're introducing Verizon LTE Advanced, powering America's largest, fastest 4G LTE network, and 50% faster pin speeds in more than 450 cities, coast to coast. Welcome to the Next Gen network.
Truck guys can't stop talking about Ford, and now during the Ford 3 sales event, get the best deals of the summer on the Ford F-150. Check out the official truck of the Washington Redskins at your local Ford dealer, or go to MidAtlanticFordDealers.com. Late first quarter in Tampa, the first quarter first and 10 line is brought to you by Anova, the official sports betting provider of the Washington Redskins. Sudfeld on first down, and reaching out to make the catch is Maurice Harris, the rookie out of Cal.
He talks about different guys that are sort of on the bubble, have to impress. Maurice Harris is one of those guys. 6'3", 200 pounds. He's a big guy. Watch him reach out and snatch that ball out of the air. You just can appreciate when the ball's away from your body, making those kind of catches in these kind of elements.
It's different. Fourth reception of the preseason for the undrafted Harris. Second down and 7. This is Brown. Redskins coming into this drive, Joe, averaging 7 yards per carry today.
And it's a thing that you have to learn as a young back, is you cannot circle these defenses. The ends are too quick, the linebackers flow too well, and the safeties support very quickly. We saw it early with Keith Marshall in the first season game. We saw it a little bit with Robert Kelly. Robert Kelly has learned more now to press the inside to get to the second level through the middle.
Redskins with 73 yards on the ground. Kelly in the backfield. Third down and 3. Sudfeld looking to throw. Off the mark, intended for Harris.
Good defensive play outside. It's just not a whole lot of space to squeeze it in. Come up, plant the foot now, make the move inside, and a lot of traffic, a lot of contact, and no flag.
Algernon Garner, one of the few veterans in the Bucs lineup tonight, defending.
Defending the right to be on this football team is what he's doing.
Reedy back deep. Wade pumps for the second time tonight. And again, Reedy has trouble with it. And then he loses the football. And is recovered in the end zone by the Redskins for a touchdown on special teams.
Doesn't catch it cleanly, and here comes the entire unit. Houston Bates once again being the guy on the spot, continuing to hustle.
And then Robert Kelly falling on the football for the first touchdown of the night. Although now, Craig Rolstad announces that touchdown will be taken off the board.
Look, they assumed that his forward momentum was stopped, and obviously the whistle blew, but even the other official didn't hear it.
One official signal touchdown in the end zone, but instead, here's football. With the Redskins leading 3-0.
It doesn't change the fact that there's tape to study. You see the hustle that the guys went after the ball. They flipped the ball away, and he made the play. Jay's explaining to the official what he saw.
So now the Buccaneers go back to work from their 12-yard line. First down, this is Russell Hampton. His first carry today, the rookie out of Missouri, who's done a nice job on special teams for the Bucs.
Yeah, Joe Barry, the defensive coordinator, Kenny, just going to continue to play the style of defense he wants because he wants to see how guys fit in. Trent Murphy doing a good job not allowing them to get outside, and then they stay with the aggressive front seven.
Final minute, first quarter in Tampa, in the range, second down and 10. Lennox handing it off, two hands thrown. And he gains a yard. So the Buccaneers now facing a third down and 9 as we hit 20 seconds on the clock.
Just gets outside, makes people miss, and then all of a sudden there he is, a flash. So you really stop and think that he's only like 225 pounds. He's a small inside backer with great skills.
Well, the first quarter comes to an end here in Tampa. In the preseason finale for the Redskins and the Buccaneers. Justin Hopkins on a 47-yard field goal. They open a drive. Washington now to a 3-0 lead after one.
There'll be someone in this group this morning that will make an NFL team. I'm not ready to call quits. I just love the game. I'm not going to stop.
This is your opportunity. This is your chance. Just end with no regrets.
You here to buy the tickets?
Hey, buddy, you here for the tickets?